I started a golf fund for the community's youth, and they have free golf lessons over at the golf course if they want. And Chess in the Schools program was started by me, and they all love that, the chess. And now we have the Boys and Girls Club coming online, which is something that the kids just love over there at, we have one now, but we're expanding into another one. And that's a fabulous thing for the youth. We have the Youth Commission, and we just have so many on there, we've expanded it to 9 board members, and the kids love it. And they're learning a lot. They're learning self-confidence and leadership roles at the school. So there is a lot of things that we can do, and we're really involved with the youth here in La Mesa. We have a lot of great programs already, and we need to expand on them, and I will.
Free pizza for all the youth. No, I'm just kidding. I believe, having a daughter who's school age, who has been here, that one thing we need to continue to do at the city level is continue to have strong relationships with YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, and the school district. The school district has so many wonderful programs, Peter Pan Junior Theater, Sea Hook Theater, just to name a few. I think that the Youth Advisory Commission is wonderful, and I also think we need to continue to have our focus be on walkability, walking safe. It's safe routes now, and I think that is wonderful. It needs to be continued to be focused on so kids have somewhere to walk to school. Kids aren't in danger. And I do think we always need to have our ears to the pavement to know what they're facing and what's affecting them, because they are the future of La Mesa. I was born here, my daughter was born here, and they really are the future. And I think by forming strong partnerships with whether private nonprofits or the school district, as well as our own city-sponsored events through the Arts Alliance, through everything else, is a wonderful way to stay in touch with the youth and to keep them involved in their community. Because when they're involved, they're happy and they're proud of their community.
I think that there's a growing consensus in our country where people are always asking their city government, their county government, their state government, their federal government, what are you going to do for families, what are you going to do for children, what are you going to do for seniors and all that. And you'd love to do a million things for them, but the reality of La Mesa is we spend more than we're bringing in. We do have a $31 million unfunded pension liability that's costing us $2.5 million a year in interest. I think the best thing La Mesa could do is what it's supposed to do as a city government is you're in charge of infrastructure and safety. And lights at our park, maybe guards at the trolley station, because taking the trolley downtown should be a fun experience, but it isn't. It's a dangerous experience. So I believe that if La Mesa created the beautiful parks, safety for the trolley, then that's good. That's a good service for our youth. And then our youth have their parents, they have their families, they have their schools. I do love the fact that we do get a lot of volunteers from schools when we do our Oktoberfest, our Christmas in the Village. I'd always like to encourage that, but I'm not so sure that cities, counties, states can afford program after program after program for our youth. So, thank you.
Well, personally, I would like to see more youth in La Mesa because we have an aging population. And how are we going to do that, I think, is also about long-term planning and building of the city. And that means that we need more bigger buildings on the transit corridors, by the trolley, this part of town, right? Hopefully maybe something across the street where the old police station was, and increase the density within those areas so that people are here and make it easy for them to walk, bike, and take trolleys and take other public transportations. That is what younger generations want. That's what younger families want. They want to be able to leave their cars at home. And there are a lot of kids under 18 who really just don't want to get their driver's license because they're not attached to their vehicles the way our generations have been. So I think that long-term planning is going to bring those families in and have them stay. And they are going to live here and shop here and stay, because that's what you do. When you're on a bicycle, you go close by. I think we can work closely with the school boards. Am I done?
Thank you. Years ago at Grossmont College, one of my students said to me, my parents have always lived in the city of El Cajon, but I grew up in the parks of La Mesa. And I know that's not an uncommon experience. We have wonderful parks. Our bottom line has to be, let's keep them going, let's maintain them, let's keep them open for as many hours as we can, and keep them safe and well lighted. That's a priority for me. It's the glory of the city. Secondly, I think if there are neighborhoods that have more stress in terms of crime and whatnot, let's make sure they're well lighted. Let's make sure that our police officers are routed through those neighborhoods on a more regular basis. There are lots of latchkey kids out there, and they need our attention and our care, and they deserve as safe a neighborhood as they can have. Finally, I have a deep background in writing grants. You may know that 60% of the funding for our community development area, our community service department has to come from outside funding. That's a landscape that I did for 7 or 8 years for a public institution, raised millions of dollars from private foundations, from state grants and whatnot. I'd love to work more with that group and help them, because they have to raise a lot of their own money. So I'm looking forward to doing that.